Congratulations on taking control of what serves you and doesn't. Get ready to identify burnout and say good riddance to the struggles it brings. But before we start talking about how to prevent and deal with burnout, creating self-care routines and wellness goodies and all that good stuff, I want to take time in the first few lessons of this challenge to talk about what burnout is, so you can identify the problem and then solve it. Also, make sure to take your time with each lesson, re-listen to it, meditate on the information that I share, and journal. Make this personal so you can really learn and implement what is being taught. All right, let's dive on in. What is burnout and why is it so dangerous? Psychology Today defines burnout as a state of emotional, mental, and often physical exhaustion brought on by prolonged or repeated stress. Though it's most often caused by problems at work, it can also appear in other areas of life, such as parenting, caretaking, or romantic relationships. So let's take a look at the signs in more detail. Let's talk about physical first. We're more familiar with this because we actually can see it. So there are many physical signs that tell you something is wrong or off. When it comes to burnout, some of the common symptoms include, but aren't limited to, lethargy, insomnia, muscle aches, and headaches. Burnout may also lead to loss of appetite, gastrointestinal problems, migraines, and lowered immunity to disease and sickness. Let's now move on to behavioral and emotional mental signs. These are the ones we're not always familiar with, experience, or see directly. Let's start with behavioral signs. When reaching a point of burnout, you might tend to react differently in some social situations. You might start to blame others for your problems and feelings, and even withdraw from your tasks at home or work. You might even start self-medicating by using drugs or drinking alcohol as a form of mental outlet. You might start making poor decisions at work due to high levels of stress. You could even start procrastinating or ignoring responsibilities, skipping work, or arriving late. And these are all behavioral signs. Next, let's look at emotional and mental signs. Burnout can affect people's emotional well-being a lot more than we think. It could reduce your ability to concentrate and focus. You could see a decrease in activity and memory power. You might even develop self-doubt, isolation, feelings of failure, and even sadness. You might also start to develop a negative outlook overall on life and work. Signs of detachment, loss of motivation, and depersonalization. So those are all signs of emotional and mental burnout. So just by looking at these signs, you can easily see how burnout can impact your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Left untreated, these symptoms can result in a decline in mental and physical health, or even illness. Not to mention, it can have a negative impact on relationships. So now that we know the signs of burnout and why it's dangerous, let's look a little more at stress. I bring this up because we often confuse the two, and surprisingly, the two are different issues, and one can be a result of the other. I'll see you in the next lesson.